This is the 1v1 timer for the national competition. Simple to use. Unscrew the 4 thumb screws on the corners to power it on. A little tedious, but once thumb screws are open, you can lift the insides out. 2 sets of 3 batteries in here. The AA batteries run the actual control unit. The 3 AAA batteries run just the siren. If you're somewhere you don't want the siren to go off and you want to test, just take out one of the siren batteries and then just a quiet beeper will go off. I'm going to leave that set with just the beeper for here. On the same side as the siren is the power switch. Simply turn the power on and pretty much immediately you'll see that the display on the front shows up with 4 8s, just to show that things have started up. Pop it back in, notice that there's a cutout on one side in order for the siren to sit in, and then drop all the screws back in again. This box is the intelligent bit. It does all of the actual gameplay in this. Then there are a couple of different ways of controlling it. This one is a handheld wireless remote control, uses Wi-Fi. Simply turn it on with a switch on the side. It'll say it's connecting, and then after a moment or two you'll be able to see the amount of time that's showing on the display here, as well as the current battery level for the battery that's running the actual controller. The game setup is fixed, so it is a 1 minute long game, and the objective is somebody gets in and presses the button on here. To start the game, use some sort of poking implement or your fingernail to hit the start button. Then you'll see that it came up with a timer for a couple of seconds. There's a randomized delay of between 1 and 5 seconds from when you hit that start button before the game starts. Then you would have heard the beep when the game started. Now at this point the game is on. I usually just call to the players to stand by, then I'll hit the start button and they start on the siren. Because I've taken the siren battery out, we only heard that quiet beep. Timer is counting down. You can see the display on the actual device is counting down. Maybe it's counting down to about 20 seconds now. It's also visible here on the wireless display. Now during the gameplay, if a player is hit, we're going to use the hit button here, and you'll see that then the countdown switches to 10 seconds and it beeps every second. Player runs into the center, presses the button, they've achieved victory. Notice that the controller has reset back to say it's now time that we can start the game again. Again, a randomized delay before it starts. And of course, if the player gets to the center of the field, they can claim it, and you can see how long it took them to claim it. The other thing is, once you've started the game, we can just hit the end game button. That will end the game. Game length and countdowns and things are all fixed in the controller at this point. They are just settings and software, so they could be modified later. Control device here has 3 AAA batteries in it. You just undo the 4 screws and you can open it up and change those batteries out. Do turn it off. Also you'll see the voltage display down here saying currently 4.7 volts. That's telling us the battery strength that's still running this wireless access point that is the controller. The other setting on here, or the other value on here, is the RSSI. This is the Wi-Fi signal strength. If you get too far away, the aerial inside this thing's not very powerful. You should be able to get all around a CQB type of field, but not terribly far away using this. The aerial in this, I say, is not too great. You can use a mobile device. In my case, I have an Android phone, and you can then connect to the Wi-Fi that's being provided. And there is a Wi-Fi called 1v1 that is actually this. That Wi-Fi 1v1 you connect to. There is a password on it. which I'll share with the organisers. Once that's done, you can go to an IP address, which again I'll share with you for the 1v1 timer, and you get just this very simple screen. And again, you can start the game here. You do have to confirm that you want to start. And again, that 3 seconds delay, in this case, randomized delay. And again, you can use the hit button to indicate that a player has been hit. You can use the N button. Each of these control mechanisms is independent. They are all just talking to the control box here. And so I can start a game on one of these devices, and then on a different device I could maybe call a hit, and then maybe back on the first one I can hit an end game. What I imagine you'll want to do is to have marshals watching the two players, watching for hits, and ready to hit that hit button as soon as one of them is hit. Absolutely no problem with running multiple of these devices connected up to the Wi-Fi. Maximum of 5 devices concurrently connected to the Wi-Fi, so there's 1-2 devices currently. That's plenty for marshals for a game. That's pretty much it. If the batteries get really low, replace the batteries. If the siren stops sirening, replace the siren battery. Just to let you know how loud that siren is, I'll put the siren battery back in. Honest, I will. If I put it the right way around, it goes in easier. And then we'll start again. Yeah, it's loud enough to disturb my wife in the house at the other end of the garden. All right, enjoy Nats. I'm not going to be able to make it because I will be overseas or on a plane or something. And have fun.